Corine Lafont, your favorite radio host, your only radio host, and favorite girl, of course, broadcasting to you from the lovely island of Trinidad and Tobago in the Caribbean on Between the Lines. And you know how we do it here on Between the Lines. I'm always grateful, or like some people would say, thankful. I am thankful to be here above ground with you guys. It's Sunday, it's another day. I am just so excited to wake up to another day. Everything else that comes after that, to me, is a bonus. Anything else, I don't care what happens, it's a bonus. But just to wake up to another day, it is such an exciting time for me. And I'm also excited to be here with Doris. And we're going to be talking about something different that I haven't talked about on my show at all. We're talking botanicals, plants. And let me share with you what we're talking about today. The health benefits of connecting with nature. And this lady that you see here has traveled a lot. And I'm sure I can learn and you can learn a lot from her. So Doris Lance, let me tell you a bit about her. I'm trying to get to her bio here. She is the author of Botanical Reflections. You'll see a bit about that later down in the episode. She is the author of Botanical Reflections, photographs wildflowers in their natural environment while logging over 5,000 miles on foot. My word. Trekking below sea level in Death Valley, California to over 11,000 feet in Patagonia, Chile. Botanical Reflections. If you're a plant lover, you're into horticulture, you want to learn about plants of the world, you haven't traveled, but you could live vicariously through Doris's book. The numerous discoveries, sketched in black and white, appear in Botanical Reflections to write about what thoughts and feelings of each day and to get encouragement for the reader. So you're able to interact with the book. The Isle of Skye, Scotland, the Machu Picchu Trail in Peru, Mount Fuji, Japan, ancient Bristlecone Pine Forest, California, plus Patagonia, Chile. The list, I'm sure, continues. Off the beaten path as a wandering nomad. Isn't that the best way to live? Oh my goodness. Currently an emeritus instructor at Cuesta College in California, she acquired a Bachelor's of Arts degree from Western Carolina University in Calowie, North Carolina, as well as specialized graduate studies. So we're here today again to talk about the health benefits of connecting with nature. Welcome, Doris, to Between the Lines.
Well, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here and to share my travels and my experiences and try to encourage other people to be active.
Oh my word. If hanging around plants and travel is what makes you look so Yes, you are. Right. So we're still going to keep the conversation going. I'm still seeing you, even though it mightn't show on the big screen. So Doris, that's the way to live. What got you involved in this in the first place?
I think what got me involved is when I was born and raised in the western part of North Carolina in the U.S. And it's where the Blue Ridge Mountains and the Great Smoky Mountains converged. And it just gave me the environment to explore. And so at a young age, I started exploring, and the curiosity, like a child will do, the curiosity just gave me a love and a respect for nature. And I just wanted to learn more and just really become a naturalist and try to help other people understand that we've got to take care of this planet. We've got to take care of it for our health as well as the health of our children and our grandchildren.
Awesome, Doris. And I love being around plants, but can I tell you, I have allergies. I don't really take up
Mhm.
on smelling them, touching them too much. But when I see greenery, the different colors, the shape, size, you're amazed something like that could grow out of whatever conditions. What can you share with us that you have learned and applied to your life as a result of the journeys, the trekkings, the experiences? What have you learned by interacting with these plants?
I want to tell you a story. This one goes right along with your question. You think in your life
Yeah.
that maybe nothing is going on and your life is just mundane or it's not what you want it to be, um, and how an event can change your life. I was in Death Valley, and Death Valley is, I was in a section called Badwater Basin, and it's below sea level, and it's dry and desolate. I mean, if any of you have seen movies like Planet of the Apes, you'll know that there's nothing green there. It's just barren. And I saw in the distance a piece, well, I thought it was a piece of pink paper that a person had left and trashed and just left it there. And I went over, I walked over to pick it up to, get it off the dry basalt, that it's like a basalt sandy area. And it was a flower. It was the most beautiful pink flower that looked like a tulip. It was a wildflower. Nobody planted it. A bird probably did. But it was like a tulip, and it's called the Desert 5-spot. And it's because these petals come up around and make this tulip shape, and you look down in the center and there's 5 purple spots, and it's like, so things can grow out of something that looks like nothing. That's what I've learned.
Yeah. Wow. It reminds me, I like how you connect it to life. And it's the same thing, I was saying earlier. You just, when you look at something that can actually grow out of a rock in between a crevice, I've experienced hurricanes. I've lived in Jamaica. I've seen plants go down in my yard even. I had a soursop plant and it was knocked down completely. And before you know it, in the next few days, you see a little offshoot coming out of that same spot. And I'm like, look at you. Look at you. you know. I look through my window and I'm like, oh, the soursop tree is down. But in a few days, a little shoot came out. I'm like, look at you. Look at how beautiful you are. No matter what knocks you down. That's life lessons. And what I tell people, you don't need to even go to school to know these things. Life lessons are right around you if you're just
Yeah.
aware and observant and interact. It's right there. And just like you said, you're going through something and you feel, oh my God, I can't survive. I can't get through this. It is right in front of you. The answers are right there. But you're traveling. What makes able to travel? No, I know I'm not good. I know you're a young woman. You're a young woman. How are you able to travel and do all these things? Are you using your own funds? Because I'm thinking if somebody wants to do this, experience this, how can they go about doing that?
I like to say that they can start in their own neighborhood because, yes, I have done
Mm-hmm.
Machu Picchu, I've done Patagonia, Mount Fuji in Japan, but that's not maybe for everyone. However, there may be a park in your area, or there might be a national forest or a botanical garden. And I have something that I just want to share is that you go out and you do nature bathing for the senses. You use your five senses, your taste, your smell, your sight, your ears, and you experience maybe not all of those in a park, but you could find even in your backyard a picnic bench or somewhere, and just reduce your brain overload by listening. Are there birds singing? By seeing the sky, are there clouds in the sky, and are they forming certain things? Is there smells of gardenia or wisteria? And get your brain to be able to have a little downtime. And then if you get up and walk, just pace yourself and walk around, then you're getting exercise for the body. So you're doing something for the brain and something for the body. And a couple of other things that I have found that I enjoy. I travel, and I've done it since the late 90s, and I've done it internationally. And I found that when you go to a place, you can always ask the locals where the native plants are, where a park is, or where a good hiking trail is. And not everyone can go as far as I do, but because the longest I've hiked in one day is 20 miles. But 1 mile makes a difference with the mind.
I like how you said that. Just start with 1 mile. Sometimes it's not even a mile. Sometimes it's not even a mile. Just go where you feel comfortable, and you start there, and then take another step further and another step further and challenge yourself. Are there communities that people can join or be a part of, like this whole trekking, travel? Because you know what I'm thinking, Doris? Now that a lot more people are online and want to experience travel, and they might not even be able to travel because of the pandemic and restrictions and the vaccine and a whole lot of other things that they may not be comfortable with yet. How can they be a part of a community online that interacts with this type of health benefit of dealing with nature? Are you a part of any that you can share?
I am. I'm a part of two groups. One of them is just a virtual group where you can walk, say, downtown Paris with a guide that has a camera, and you're sitting or hopefully standing and walking or moving with them in your living room or out on your patio or wherever. And then in the States, there's the Sierra Club that has groups of individuals that get together if people don't like to travel or hike or explore alone. There's also meetup groups. That's meet-up.com. And they have groups with all levels of nature and fitness. And if they don't have one, maybe you could start one. Just start one saying, would want to get a group, maybe 2 people, maybe 3, maybe it'll grow, of people that want to start moving. Because I have a saying, motion is lotion for the body.
Someone who probably was listening or probably still is, I'm not so sure. But I don't know how relevant the question is and if you'll be able to answer it. I'm featuring it on the screen here now. The person asked, can you suggest something for hair loss due to breakup? And she or he has done a weight loss of 15 kgs. I'm going to keep the question up for a minute while you offer an answer to that.
I can answer it, yes. One of the things about exercise and getting your brain engaged with your body, as So I'll go with the hair loss, is that massaging the forehead, massaging the top of the head, the back of the head, the temples, and getting blood circulation in those veins in your head and the hair molecules, as well as throughout your neck and everything, massaging your hair and massaging the hair follicles in the scalp will definitely stimulate that hair growth. Now it's not a fast process, but it's like anything else. When you intake food, it stimulates your digestion to start putting the juices in there to digest your food. Well, blood circulation helps that same thing throughout the body.
Mm-hmm. And in terms of the weight loss, it's all a part of it, because you said you wanted to start with the hair loss first. Yeah.
Well, the weight loss, I think one thing that I like to really, my students at the college and my clients, is that weight loss is not a quick fix. It's not like you can go switch on a light. But the body, if you eat right, put the right things in your body, the best you can, maybe have one day where you're not, I have one day and it's called my junk day. Now, do I feed my face pizza all day? No. But the other 6 days of the week, I try to eat clean. And that means protein from nuts. I love nuts, and they have a lot of good protein. Vegetables like avocados, and protein and vegetables, and fish. Fish is one of the best lean protein sources that you can get. And one thing, Corine, that I really, really like that I want to share is portion control. All the health magazines and the Center for Disease Control said that your portion size should be on your plate. So I get a smaller plate, but your portion size should not be larger than your fist. So that means eating smaller meals and eating more frequently. Some people do 5 meals a day, but they don't overload those 5 meals.
Yes. SN is saying, thank you. Thanks to both of you. Well, we're happy to answer your question, SN. And thank Let me ask you, get family involved in an activity like this. How can that work? I don't know if you're married, a young woman like you might have a nice little man in your life. I don't know. Children, I don't know. How can you get the family to be part of all of this, connecting with nature? Because what has happened to him, technology has taken over our lives, even before the pandemic. And a lot of our children are caught, doing these things, and then front the TV or whatever technological device, and they're not grew up being outside. Your mother with your parents will say, go outside and play, go and get your friends, and you find things to do. After a while, with the onset of technology, they're not going out anymore. They don't even know what outside look like. So to even pick a plant or to go back and engage, because it's healthy. It's healthy in several ways, and we're gonna tie up that as we're coming down in the last few minutes. But how can we get our children, grandchildren, our spouses to be a part of this process? Because I believe there are health benefits.
Well, there can be relationship benefits to that when you involve your family. And I think children have a curiosity about things. And how you get them involved is go on, I call it a treasure hunt. And if you have children or even grandchildren, the grandparents can say, well, we're going to go on a treasure hunt, and we're going to go on foot, and we're going to walk our neighborhood, and we're going to look for a palm tree, or we're going to look for an animal. Tell me the first animal you see. And use that treasure hunt, because see, what's going to happen is the child is going to enjoy that so much because they have a job to do. They're looking for something. There's a reward afterward of being able to accomplish something and do something with your parents or your grandparents or a single parent, or just a neighbor that wants to take their neighbor's child on a treasure hunt. And then you can use that treasure hunt idea as you travel to different states or different cities and get out and walk. You can
love that.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. I see another comment coming up here. Showcase that on the screen if I can. It's supposed to be coming up here in a second. So Mani, she has been a guest on my show as well, and she's listening, and she's saying between, thanks for your great interviews. Thank you so much, Mani, for being here and for that validation. Thank you so much. It's great to have Doris here. We're having fun and I'm learning a lot. Thank you. Yeah. So Doris, we're joining you here again. And, in wrapping up, I'm going to showcase your website in a little bit. And, it interests me in terms of the health benefits. We spoke about it in interspersing in the conversation, in terms of relationships, in terms of connecting with your children, and just peace of mind. I am talking to you and I'm already picturing peace of mind. I'm outside. I just love to be outside. I was outside a few minutes ago and felt the sun on my skin, and that felt so glorious. I'm like, oh my gosh, this feels so good. I don't come outside very often, but when I do and I feel it, it's not very hot. It's just perfect, and then you feel the fresh air blowing through your hair, even though my hair is short, but but you feel it on your body and you're like, oh, freedom, fresh air, it helps. Let me tell you, it helps to bring clarity to your thoughts. It even allows your thoughts to flow, things that you never thought about or didn't connect at a particular point in time because you were so tense. Now you're outside, you're able to be like, oh, that's a solution.
Yes.
Yeah, even hard conversations you may want to have with your children or spouse or a friend. It creates the environment for you to deal and broach that hard conversation. Share with us one or two other things that are some great health benefits that you have experienced.
Well, I wanted to let you know, and you don't say this lightly, but I'm over 70. And I think that one of the reasons why I want to get the word out is because I practice what I preach. I did 5 miles yesterday with my son, but the health benefits, and it's coming out more and more and more and more. It lowers blood pressure when you exercise because your body functions the way it's supposed to function. Now, it can be tiring, so you pace yourself. It also helps your digestion because they found that people who needed regularity, it helped their digestive system because the muscles in their core and in their abdominal area was getting massaged almost. It's like a massage. It also helps the heart and builds up stronger heart muscles and circulation. And then the mind. The mind is the one that I think we're going to see more and more of how it connects to the body, and how you thinking negative thoughts and just stressing out, and like I said earlier, the overload affects your body so much that you can actually get sick from that. So it's a body-mind connection to help heal the body and help heal the mind.
I see Dr. Mann is also making a comment here. Clearly, she's quite engaged with what we are discussing, and she's saying here her parents took on a treasure hunt, and they were, quite enjoyable, informational, and connecting. And she actually shared it in her book, God Came to Her Garage Sale. So just wanted to share that. But let me switch quickly over to your website. Yes, let me switch quickly over to your website here.
Yes.
Even though the internet is trying to give us a challenge, we are peaceful people here. So we are not going to be bothered by what the internet is trying to do. Okay, we are pushing along. And this is the website here. And you see, I'm seeing it on the screen. I don't know if you're able to see it by now. Are you able to see it?
I'm able to see it. And one thing that is really cool about it, I have my book here, and I'm just going to flip to a page. I'm not going to even look at the page. And here's the question in one of my pages, because it's a nature journal. How did you overcome one of the big challenges you have faced so far?
Okay. Repeat that question. What are the big?
How did you overcome one of the biggest challenges you have faced so far?
Wow, that's a heavy question. I think for me it would be the pandemic.
Yes.
To be able to survive this with all what has been going on. And I mean, I am just thankful. You see how I started my show with gratitude and thankfulness? I am always thankful. Even before I came on, oh my God, I'm sick, COVID free. I'm not with anything. I'm healthy. I'm still able to carry on, to come out of the pandemic. And I mean, we're still not out of it, but we're doing well. It's like a year and a half in, and we're doing well.
I think
I see Marnie says she's going to check out. Marnie says she's going to check out your website. She will most definitely check out your book because she loves your website.
Oh, how lovely. Well, I think
yes.
We're coming around on the other side.
Add this back to the stream here. I want to go back to your website. Right. So clicking here, buy the book. Obviously, it says it right here, buy the book. What I want to look at is in the last minute or two, look at some of the flowers. You must have some of those plants, etc. on your website. You must. Let me see what I can see in the gallery here. Let me see what you have been taking pictures of.
Corine, let me explain to you that this is the nature journal. And remember, I was telling you
it's taking a lot of space. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I wanted to let your viewers know that it's a nature journal that has it'll have a black and white. I was telling you, I sketched these flowers. And I was telling you that of the pink one that was in Death Valley that just popped out at me. And here's the black and white sketch to color of the desert 5 spots. So there,
Okay. I'm not
there's
seeing I'm not seeing anything in the review gallery, Doris.
well, I'm not sure because all of them
Hold
are
on,
sketches.
hold on,
Okay, they're all
hold
sketches.
on. Let me see. I clicked it. Yeah, images will be. I haven't seen anything.
So I'll just emphasize that I'll ask you one more question because each page has a question to get you to think, engage in the brain.
Mm-hmm.
And then the flower is to get you to go out and explore and see if you can find the flower. And this is the question on this page with this flower. It says, how
Mm-hmm.
and when was the last time you pushed the boundaries of your comfort zone? And you get to journal it.
Yeah,
So it's a nature journal
yeah,
to really
yeah.
get you engaged.
Awesome, awesome. I love the way the book looks. This looks something like it looks like a combination of what you call a jellyfish and a plant. This picture, it looks jellyfishish, if that's the
Yeah.
word, jellyfishish.
And that
I nearly bit
that
my tongue there for a second. Jellyfishish.
that is a tiger lily. That is a tiger lily on the front from Scotland because I hike the highlands in Scotland every day for about 5 days.
Wow. Awesome. Awesome. It is so sad that we have to come to the end. I really wanted to witness some pictures that you would have taken on your travels, but I didn't get to do that. If somehow you are able to share some of those, some of those
Yes.
pictures with me, otherwise that would be cool so that I could experience what you go through, Doris. I want to go through it too. You're keeping me away. Unless you take me Machu Picchu with you, go trekking. But thank you so much, Doris. It's been a pleasure talking with you. I do encourage more persons to go outside, especially if they have taken the vaccine and things are a little bit, make sure you follow the health protocols and do what you can.
Yes.
But like Doris said, start within your neighborhood where it's safe. Start in your yard and then move out from there. Start in your own backyard and then move out from there. So this is beautiful. Thank you so much, Doris, for being on Between the Lines.
It was a pleasure. Thank you.